おかえりなさい、ザックさん。
Welcome back, everyone.
Thomas. Agent Morgan, it's past 2100. Let's meet up again at the community center tomorrow. I haven't been sleeping much since this all started, to be honest. I'm exhausted.
I was just about to suggest the same thing.
I'll make arrangements for people to gather between 1500 and 1700. I'll try and get as many people as I can to come, so don't be late, okay? Don't be late.
I'll be there. The community center's on the south side. I've marked it on your map. Thanks, Thomas.
Well then, see you tomorrow.
エピソード1チャプター6グリーンベイルの人々。前回お伝えした通り、今回はサブクエストやおまけをお送りしますね。
そういうわけで、とりあえずレースするで。左が製材所のやつ、右は街中のやつやで。そしてこれが製材所のクリア報酬。
サリー・グレアムを手に入れた。
あと何より気になるのが、あの丸いエリア、病院の時は行けなかったんよね。
あ、お金が出ましたね。
嬉しいけどちょっとがっかり。ほいで、これが街中のやつの報酬や。
キース・イングラムを手に入れた。
メインはカードってことやね。
そしてホテルへの帰り道で。
なんか地図にアイコンがあったから寄ってみるで。
This flower. There's something very mesmerizing about it. I wonder what it's called. I'll take one with me and ask someone later.
名もなき花を手に入れた。
なんだかロマンチックやな。
しかし、それだけで終わるはずもなく。
また、道すがらアイテムを見つけたので、降りてきたで。
人骨を手に入れた。
人骨？
A human bone? This doesn't look related to the case, but shouldn't I let someone know?
どうなってるんやこの町。ホテルまで帰ってきたで。
彼女は耳は悪いが、それ以外は至って健康だ。ホテルを一人で運営できるくらいには。
品揃えを見てみようや。
弾丸、コーヒー、精神安定剤、信号弾、タバコ、なんだかこう見ると物騒に見えてきますね。
あとはお菓子とかも売ってるんやけどね。さすがアメリカって感じやな。お、釣り竿が売ってるで。ユカリン。
今まで釣りスポットを見つけても苦渋を飲んできましたからね。釣り竿を手に入れた。
ついでに餌も買っておくで。
餌、これって疑似餌ですかね。値段的に
1万円以上するのに、ただの虫ってことはないやんな。あるんかな。それじゃあ恒例のコーヒー占い行ったろか。
今日も楽しく過ごせそうです。ラッキープレイスはテーマパーク。
There's no theme park in this town, though. All that good luck is just slipping away. But I think I'll have a thrilling enough time right here anyway.
相変わらずキレッキレですね。
もう一回行っちゃうで。
考えなしに行動しないように。ラッキーナンバーは3。
So, my lucky number is 3 today. The first case I worked after joining the FBI had 3 victims.
くさ。
よくこの占い内容からそんな面白いこと言えますね、この人。
ガソリン入れてやー。
おお、とてもウエスタンな女性が出てきましたね。
Oh, I've never seen you here before.
なんとなく
You in town to see
FF の
some
シドニ
sights?
ーを思い出した。
What's your name?
I'm Gina. Folks call me the Rose.
I'm Francis York Morgan, FBI Special Agent. I'm investigating the death of Anna Graham.
FBI? Wow, how cool. And ooh, I like that scar.
Do you have any info on Anna or any suspicious individuals?
Ugh, I hate that complex stuff. Let's have a more simple conversation.
Simple.
Yeah. Do you want gas or not? Uh-huh.
いかがわしい物言いやな。
変えましょう。
あ、洗車もやってもらえるんやね。
とりあえずガソリンを入れてもらって。ウエスタン美女と洗車ときたらわかりますね。
うちはちょっとわからないですね。
もっとお天気な時に来たるべきでしたね。
なんか哀愁を感じるわ。
しかし、ゆかりさんには秘策があります。洗車を計6回行うと。特殊演出入りましたよ。
Makes it your 6th time. To thank you for being one of our best customers. Today, you get the special service.
来た来た来た。スペシャルサービススタート。と、その前にちょっと眺めてから。はい、いいでしょう。お願いします。
Here we go. Ooh. Bubbles.
ずれてる。なんかずれてない。
Washing cars is fun.
手が車に当たってないな。
Looks pretty.
もっとセクシーなのを期待してたのに、乙女の純情が裏切られました。
乙女の純情。
Ooh, that was fun. Come again. I'll give you the special service every time from now on. See ya.
Zach, that was some aggressive car washing. She's crazy. Like a cat in heat. You may have liked it, but I never want to go through that again.
私ももういいです。というところで短いですが、今回は終わりです。
また、いろいろと事情があってな。
ではまたお会いしましょう。
また見てな、ザック。
Speaking of 80s movies, one jewel in the rough springs to mind. Deadly Spawn. Do you remember that one, Zach? Back in '83, directed by Douglas McKeown. Right, it was filmed pretty cheap, but still it was pretty good. The monster design with the mouth crammed full of teeth, I loved it. So many delicious B-movie cliches. Did you know that they made a sequel? But I never got to see the sequel. The rental store didn't have it for some reason. They said the staff for the sequel was totally different from the original. Wonder how the sequel turned out. You know, the monster in that one responded to sound. Wait, Zach. Sounds a lot like the movie Tremors. I think that one was back in '89, directed by Ron Underwood. Now that was a great role for Kevin Bacon. Masterpiece. Zach, that one had sequels like crazy. I remember there was a fourth one. I've only seen the first one, though. Tremors. I think Fred Ward was in it. You say Fred Ward, and I say Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. That one was back in '85, I think. Directed by Guy Hamilton. Guess Hamilton was aiming to start a series like 007, but it had no sequels. A real shame. Do you remember the martial arts they used in that film? Called Sinanju? The ultimate in martial arts, using no weapons at all. Remo's master Chun ran across water, remember? And he loved soap operas. Man, that was a good character. He was played by Joel Grey, the best supporting actor in Cabaret. Of course, in Remo, he had so much makeup on you couldn't tell. Now, Joel Grey's daughter is, of course... That's right, Jennifer Grey. You knew that, right, Zach? Jennifer Grey. She's in one of my most favorite movies, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1986, directed by John Hughes. That one was so 80s. Zach, you're not the most cheerful guy I know, but you really do like those cheerful movies. We used to love those teenage movies back then, didn't we? Breakfast Club and Pretty in Pink, St. Elmo's Fire, and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That last one was in 1982, directed by Amy Heckerling. Now that was an impressive film. You've got Sean Penn in the lead, with Jennifer Jason Leigh and Phoebe Cates, not to mention Nicolas Cage and Forrest Whitaker were in it too. And the original book and the script were written by Cameron Crowe. How could that not be a great film? Do you remember, Zach? When that movie ended, the last words, the end, was from an arcade game. That's right, it was from Missile Command. That stuck in my head for a while. The memories. I feel like I have a lot of movies to catch up on. Let's just hope we can get to the end of this case soon. Then maybe we can catch up on a few. Give some thought about what movie you want to see next, Zach. Okay, Zach. I've been thinking about what movie I'd like to watch next. And finally, I've made a decision. It's always hard to narrow it down just to one movie, but I've put a lot of thought into this, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. 1975. Directed by Steven Spielberg himself. The grandfather of panic movies. Set in a small town in Massachusetts. That movie made me stay away from the beach for years. I was always afraid that a hand might come floating up. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah? It's Jaws. The underwater camera work accompanied by that John Williams music. I'd never been that scared by a movie before. But the best thing about it is that it isn't just another panic movie. The mayor who won't close the beach even when there are so many victims. And Chief Brody putting the citizens' lives above all else. The film gave a lot of time to the dispute and friction between them. It certainly had a lot of messages for a 2-hour film. That's probably another reason why it was such a record-breaking hit. One of my regrets in life is that I didn't see it at the movie theater. I guess I was still just a child back then. But still, I wanted to taste that terror in real time. That reminds me, Zach. Did you know this one? Jaws also appears in another movie that was produced by Spielberg. The second Back to the Future. It was directed by Robert Zemeckis, who later made Forrest Gump. That's also a masterpiece, of course, but we'll discuss that another time. So, the scene where Jaws appears is right after Marty McFly goes 30 years into the future. He passes by a movie theater and is attacked by a holographic shark. Marty is shocked, of course, but looking closer, he sees the words, Jaws Part 19. The director is credited as Steven Spielberg Jr. In reality, there were actually only 4 Jaws movies, but it was still a great joke. 30 years from 1985 would be 2015. We'll be there pretty soon. I wonder what life would be like by then, Zach.